to the first grants and awards meeting for 2026. And Joe is going to open with a karakia.
Kia ora all. Right. Mā te whakapono, mā te tūmanako, mā te tero, mā te whakarongo, mā te mahetahe, mā te manawa nui, mā te aroha, ka tae e tātou. By believing and trusting, by having faith and hope, by looking and searching, by listening and hearing, by working and striving together, by patience and perseverance, by all being done with compassion, we will succeed. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. And apologies. We have Jamie Tamaki and Melissa Gage, sorry. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that, please? For the apologies.
Yes, I second it.
Yeah. And there's no late items? No. And does anyone have to declare a conflict of interest for any of the Joe?
I just wanted to declare a conflict of interest. Raising chicks.
No, that's the wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Creative communities.
Okay. The Ōtorohanga Tennis Club, I'm a member. The Ōtorohanga Netball Association, I'm the treasurer. Then the Ōtorohanga Museum. Oh, hang on, no, that's Creative Communities. Oh, the Ōtorohanga Sports Club, I'm a sponsor.
And with those conflicts that you've declared, how are you going to participate? Because it's, like, is it your conflict isn't monetary gain, so it's totally up to you how you manage your conflicts.
I can participate.
Okay,
not a problem.
Taylor?
Yeah, I'd just like to declare conflict of interest for the Ōtorohanga Sports Club. I am a member, player, and same with the Netball Centre. I'm a player. So I'm happy to be a part of the discussions with it.
Cool. Mayor Rodney?
Oh, just through you, Chair. My understanding of conflict of interest, if you're just a general member, then you because we're a member of lots of things in town, don't really have a conflict. Possibly if you're the treasurer, though, that would be because you're in a position of so I think Councillor Bush, because you're on the board, but if you're just a general member, but fine for bringing it up so people know where we're from. But
yeah, it's probably more about like when you members of clubs, transparency. Yeah. So mine would be like sometimes I help the Christmas club, like volunteer time. One of my best friends and my sister are both on the netball committee. I don't play netball. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we're recording the ones you've just noted as conflicts of interest just to have them on there.
Yeah, I'm just being transparent about Okie dokie.
Need a
Mover and a seconder, please. Mayor Rodney and Taylor. And then we need to appoint members to the Creative Communities scheme. Yeah. And Taylor and Joe, are you happy to be nominated for that? Appointed?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I am through you, Chair.
And I'll move that. And Mayor Rodney will second it. Hi. And moving on to information reports, item 1. Is that how we're going to roll? Because that's accountability.
Sorry, to confirm, you'd like to do accountability for
That's
community?
it. Well,
Yeah.
item 1, that's item 1. So, yeah. So I'll hand it over to you, Nikki.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for coming, and a big welcome to our new councillors. And welcome to the board. It's a very cool committee. It's full of great dopamine hits for funding really cool things that happen in our community. So I hope the big lot of work, but it also has a really good feel factor. So we're starting with the Ōtorohanga District Council Community Grants Fund Accountability Reports. For the new members on the committee, I'll probably just talk a little bit more than usual around an introduction to things. So we have the Council established a community grant fund as a contestable fund several years ago to assist to help out our nonprofits, our clubs, our organisations, our people to do really neat things. When they apply for a community grant, they have approximately a year to, well, they do have a year, they have 12 months to complete the project. Sometimes it takes longer. We are in contact with all of those applicants and we guide them through that process. When they finish their project, they need to return an accountability report. So that report helps us to see what they did they do it, how did it go, gives them a chance to reflect, and gives a sense of transparency to the projects. It also means that when you you need to return, an applicant who's successful needs to complete these accountability reports before they can apply again. So they do need to tie off that project, present it to the committee, and then they're able to be eligible again. Also to take into account, we do have 2 funding rounds a year, so they're around about 6 months apart. You can apply for the grant all year round though. So anybody can apply anytime. And you can only apply for 1 round per year. So you cannot apply for consecutive rounds because there's so much demand on the fund, it gives a little bit of space for other people to get in. And you'll see that as we go through all of the rounds, the kind of different cycles of things, if that makes sense. So we had a really big push following the last grants round to really get this accountability in, which is why it's such a humongous report. It's a big one. 26 projects putting in their accountability. They sent out we're keeping in touch with them as staff to kind of, watch the development of their project. And then when they are complete, they're sent out the form, well, they actually already have it when they get the fund, and then they need to fill it in, return receipts, return photos, return a poster, return what they can. So you're going to see a variance in the style of accountability. We have, yes, as I said, a lot, 26, which clears quite a backlog. And you can see in the dates that they go quite far back. Some of them are really recent and they're the last round. And some of them go back several years because it took that applicant, maybe they had a few challenges or something like that. It could be things from governance change to bad weather. So yeah, it's taken a while to get it in. I will leave it there. We just with one note that there is only one report in there from Korokanui School, Run 1 24-25, who is a current applicant. The rest of them are not. So I will hand it back to you, Madam Chair, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. I'll open it to the table have you got any questions around the accountability reports? Joe?
Through you, Chair. Thanks, Nikki. Yes, I'm new to this committee, so there was a lot of detail in here and a lot to take in a short period of time, which is only 2 weeks. And fortunately, when it came, I did have other work commitments. So, but passing my eye over some of these accountability applications, not everything, it says all relevant invoice, you must attach all relevant invoices pertaining to this grant that they've received, and they're not there. Okay, that's one. On example for polo cross here, there's only 2 pages, and then the rest of it cuts out, there's nothing. I don't know where that's gone. Did they just put in 2 pages or?
I'll jump in there. So in the, I probably should have, and that's my fault, is let the committee know that sometimes in these I'll take out pages that are blank, completely blank, or crossed through, or duplicated, or things like that. So sometimes when they're missing, it's because I've removed it to try and get those appendixes as small as possible, because the more we have in there, the bigger that thing is. But what I should do, I think perhaps, is let you know, so that's more clear.
Okay, well, I'll jump back, Nikki, sorry. In that regards, their accountability is not even showing. It's just the first 2 pages of the accountability report that they fill out, and there's nothing there to say their fees, or not fees, sorry, their invoices of what they've spent, and does it match. So I don't feel confident in regards to that accountability. So some of it, I think, for me, more so from an accounting point of head, is an audit point, is that some of the there's just not, some of them don't have all the invoices to match the amount that was out. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Taylor? Mayor Rodney? Okay, I'm along the same lines as Joe. The polo cross, I'm gonna say it wrong, TRMAI, they've only got a couple of part receipts there. They don't, like, in our accountability report form, I think it's page 4, it's clear what it asks for. So rather than go through them all, I think, well, some need to be removed from the resolution and sent back, because even though if you're giving a koha or something at an event, so there's got to be some sort of accountability record for it. These are ratepayers' funds. Nadia?
Can I suggest that for the sake of receiving some and not receiving others, we have a really clear list of the ones that you don't want to receive? Yep, I can read them out. And then the rest can be received. And I wonder, Nikki, if afterwards you and I have a conversation about the what we do in terms of if we get it into the, if we don't have anything, then we don't present it. Yep, beautiful. So the ones that will not be received, hi, is it all right if I read those out to you? Okay, so Waikato Polo Cross, Te Rōpū Manaaki Aroha Incorporated, Turitea Marae.
I've put Elevate on there because I don't think we should receive it. They've said they are available on request. That's not what our form says. It says attach them.
Okay, right, so Elevate for the inside event. Korokonui School. Tariwanga Marae, and is that it? So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Am I finding a resolution? Are you going to read the resolution or am I reading it? That's my job, the mayor said. I've just got to find it.
Just for notes that we had 26 returned, and that's receiving 20.
Okay. Oh, well, the staff recommendation is that the Grants and Awards Committee receive the accountability reports from the following, which I'm not going to read out, all 26, with the ones that Nadia read out removed. Okay? Yep. Okay. Mover and seconder, please.
I'll move that.
Thanks, Joe. And Mayor Rodney will second it. Awesome. And then we're moving on to, we're not moving on to item 2 because that's creative communities. Is that right? It says creative. It's not meant to be creative, is it? It's meant to be
No.
communities. Yep.
With, look, through you, Madam Chair, and apologies to the committee, we had some real gremlins, is what we're calling them, in the entire system. So even though we had thought that we got that fixed, we identified those 2 issues and we thought that we'd got them fixed, I can see clearly that they're still in there. So
It's all right.
so they're actually the community grants.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the Ōtorohanga Community Grants and Awards report from Nikki. Or did you want to do the sports one first? Then you've put that on our table.
It's really up to you. What I'll do is I can.
We'll do the sports one
Do
first.
sports, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do the easy one first.
It is the easy one, definitely.
Yeah. This one does. This was the one that I got yesterday.
Okay.
So I hand it to you, Nikki.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So a little intro to this fund. This is the Sport New Zealand Rural Travel Fund. So it was established by Sport New Zealand to assist young people between 5 and 18 who live in predominantly rural areas to be able to travel to sport. And it specifically pays for petrol, diesel, van hire, coach hire, things like that. It's more important now than ever. So what's neat about this fund is that any little helps. So these vouchers or payments are distributed by, it can be a club, an organisation or a school, to assist these kids to get to sport to participate. Some of the eligibility include things like it cannot cover the travel to go to compete at an event. So it's not about one-off events, it's about those weekend practices or competitions that happen quite regularly. We do get asked that quite a lot, and you may find that when you're out in your communities and you get these questions, that's one of the first things that you can is ask that person is, what kind of travel are they doing? What are they traveling for? But it is it's a fantastic fund, and it's now it's regularly requested fully, which is great. So within this round, again, it's the second round of the year. We roughly get around ballparking 15,000 a year from Sport Waikato, but it goes up and down a little bit. So we spent just over 7,000 last round. So we have just over 8,000, mid 8,000 this round to give away. We have 6 eligible applicants, and I work with our Sport Waikato regional representative, Robbie Matthews, to check all these applicants to make sure that they do sit as eligible. So what you see in front of you is all good. And she does actually actively call the coaches or the people involved to check things. So rest assured. What we can do is this round is actually quite nice and neat. We're almost even for even. So we'll quickly run through them all, but you can see it all in front of you. We have the first application. Oh, actually, sorry, no, I'll hand back to you, Madam Chair, for any questions on the report. Sorry about that.
Any questions around the table? No? Okay, back to you, Nikki. Oh, no. Yeah, Rodney?
Where do they play mini ball in Ōtorohanga? Like, do you know?
Antiquity.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes cuckoo. No, antiquity.
Just because, yeah.
There is
Carpia.
a basketball practice.
Carpia Coast Rugby says it travels to Ōtorohanga. It's got mini ball, and I was just curious where they play mini ball. Must be. Okay.
So great question. Those columns are there to give you a sense of where that club or that group of children is based and how far they're travelling, because that is one of the considerations for this fund. Okay, so applicant number 1 is Kawhia Coast Rugby, who have requested $1,000. Applicant number 2 is QQ Primary School, who has requested $1,500. Ōtiwa Primary School, who has requested $1,500. Ōtorohanga College, who has requested $1,500. Ōtorohanga Sports Club, who's requested $1,500. And finally, Ōtorohanga South School, who has requested $1,500. We have on the right-hand side, you can see the committee scores. We have 2 committee members who have put in their initial draft scores. And what we've done is average those out. So that's the average that you're looking at in the green column, and move it as you wish. Thank you.
So through you, Madam Chair, and maybe for the sake of our new members, and this is quite easy in this round to explain because the whole thing fits onto one page here, is in the green column, that's as Nikki explained, that's the average of the scores we've received ahead of the meeting. And at the bottom of that, you can see that the total of that comes to 8,450. That's column N. At the bottom of column L, you can see that or column J, you can see that the total available for this round is 8,004. The blue column is where we enter the final decision, well, the decision as you go through them. In the next grant, where it's a lot, we try and get like a first sweep of where you think that final figure might be, and we see where the total comes out at, and then it gives you an idea of where you might want to increase or decrease what you think you want to award. And right at the very bottom, it shows you what's remaining from the averaged allocated column and then your awarded total column. That will make more sense as we go through, I hope.
Now, it's because we've got it in front of us so we can see who they are. Is there any chance on the screen you can just enlarge the money column so that we can, because I can't actually read them.
Okay.
Oh, no, nice.
And also to add on to what Nikki was saying about sports travel to competitions, I think maybe it's like rep competitions. That's what Nikki was meaning. So like if we've got rep players and they're traveling to a competition, that's not what this is for. This is to get our kids moving, like in our district, or where the sport is available. Because I know we have funded children in the past to go to Hamilton, not for rep, but for touch, because there wasn't a touch competition here.
we do check all of that with Robbie. So she's very on it.
Yeah, you go now.
Yeah, through you, Madam Chair, it might be helpful to identify that with the returned suggested allocations, that has landed at, the total of that has landed at 8,450, which has put the committee $50 over the available amount. So this is why we I guess do this early on, so that it helps you with early conversations. You can see where you're aligned in your thinking across your early marking and where it might have landed in terms of an overall allocation.
Okay, so basically, we need to deduct, if everyone's happy with how it's looking. Yeah, because I mean, we've got this money to, yeah, okay, Joe, you go.
Through you, Chair, just being new and looking on it at face value, and all the applications, all look above board. I'm just thinking, for me, I'd divide it by the 6, the total amount. But in saying that, Kawhia has only asked for 1,000. They are further out from all the sports available. I'm not, and Ōtorohanga South School's just got winter football, no other sports within, that they've got any kids that they're wanting to put the petrol towards. Admittedly, in Ōtorohanga Sports Club, well, they've got lots of kids that play rugby. So from all the schools around.
I know, and it might be helpful to add this into this sort of spreadsheet. I know that last time South School applied, it was for mini ball. So maybe it's just the way they think that they just, this time it's winter football. Last time it was mini ball. I'm just assuming, because last time it was just mini ball, I think. So it might, I don't know if that would help us going forward, if next time there's just a little line under, applied last round for this, does that make sense?
So to have a column,
Yeah,
you can see what they applied for last time.
The previous
right?
rounds or
Okay.
something, yeah.
I can add that in.
Because well, I don't want to make more work, but I'm just thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. But then, in saying that, I know that because I sat round here in the last meeting. So next time, our fellow members will know that too, that South School went for football, and next time they might go for mini ball.
It does, your suggestion does line up to how we have the spreadsheets for community grants, where you requested that we have the column that says what's their funding history. So what I could do for this one is have a specific to just the travel fund, if you like. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could just take $8.33 off everybody. That gets you $50 back. Or you could say South School's got 40 people. So you could take $50 off them, or this is my 3 options. Kawhia's it's only got 21 people, but they've only asked for $1,000.
Yeah. So they've got the lesser of the kids.
But they've also got further to go.
Further to go, yeah.
With South School's in town, or you could yeah, take $50 off to everyone. Please yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, through you,
Thanks for
Chair.
that, Mia.
Through you, Chair, I mean, yeah, like I said, they're all deserving of it, especially for our, our tamariki, but and rangatahi. So I mean, you've got the 8,400 divided by 6 is 1,400 each.
Yep, or you think of it in a different way, is Ottawa has put soccer and rugby, while the sports club is covering the rugby, so you could take some off there. So there's all sorts, like I wouldn't go and give Kafia more because they're further out, they ask for 1,000. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's our decision. If $50 is hard, I can't wait.
It's good this is the warm-up.
Yeah, yeah.
Through you, Chair, can I just have some clarification? The Ōtorohanga Sports Club, their under 13 teams, are they collectively representatives of the other schools? So it is a rep team? Or are they students not playing at school and playing for the club? Because it says that our under 13 teams.
So school, so rugby.
I just want some clarification
yeah.
around that.
So my understanding is the Ōtorohanga Sports Club
Yes.
are the sports teams because the schools don't have enough children, tamariki, to actually form a team themselves. So so it's not represented. Like, yeah. They can actually, I think they control for representative from those teams, but that's not what they're applying for. So, Joe, what are your figures for Kafia?
Well, okay, they asked for 1,000, so I'd definitely give them the 1,000.
Do you agree, Taylor? Yes. Yes. Me, Rodney? Yes. Cool. Joe?
I would give them the 1,500.
Taylor?
Yeah, I'm the same. QQ, 1,500.
Okay. 1,450.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe we need to have our own columns so you get your average.
yes.
Right, sorry.
No, that's okay. So
Can I make a suggestion, because the others are all pretty even? If Kafi gets its 1,000, then they take that off the 8,4, so that's
Just divide the rest.
divided by 5,
Yep.
that means everyone else gets 1,480,
Yep, do that.
and so everyone's lost a little
Thank
bit
you, Mia. I knew you were here for a reason.
for the sake of.
Going round and round in circles. Kapai. Done. So our resolution is, when I find it. The Grants and Awards Committee approved the applications listed below on behalf of the Sports for All New Zealand Travel Fund and dispersed the funds as listed to the successful applicants, which would be 1,000 for Kafia and $1,480 for the rest of the applications. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Mayor Rodney and Joe, Councillor Joe Butcher. All in favour? Aye. Okay. And now, drum roll. Community grants.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. So welcome everybody to the Round two, the final and second round of 2 funding rounds for 25-26. As I mentioned earlier in the accountability reports, this community grants fund was established to assist our people to make our district really interesting, really exciting, to get them to do things, and to make it a vibrant, awesome place to live. The total allocation for the fund is $100,000 per year. It's divided up into 2 rounds that are approximately 6 months apart. The applications are, the majority of those go through our portal online. And to let you know how we have we let our community know that fund is there via our mailing list to all of the clubs and organisations, other networks. We do advertising in the newspaper. We do social media advertising. We tell people in person. We contact previous applicants. So the message really does get out there. This fund is available for our people to do really neat things. In the previous round, we had a slightly bumped up total because sometimes projects return funds. And so it started slightly higher. And we also had some returned funds, which is all in the report. I'm not going to read that out because there's so many numbers flying around. But what it leaves us with is a total this round of $55,087.62. As a note, within this fund, should the amount not be allocated by the committee, it does not roll over. That only happens between rounds 1 and 2. And next year, it'll be replenished back up to $100,000. Within this round, we had a total of 18 applications, which is around about roughly what we get every round-ish. So it gives you a good sense of how much in demand this fund is. And the applicants really do vary. We've got a lot of different things going on out there, which is super neat. We have, those 18 applicants are requesting just over $75,000, and that does exceed the available funding that we have. So it's good that you had a warm up with the sports one. We also have a couple of considerations for you. There is a laptop which was purchased by a previously successful applicant, Patricia Winchman, her project was not realised, and she has returned that item to the committee for reallocation should you wish. And one previously successful applicant, Kawhia Angling Club, has also requested approval from the committee to amend its project slightly. So what has happened is that they applied for new blinds, they received their funding, and what they did is when they started that work, they realised that actually, gosh, this is a much bigger project than we thought, and they're going to need to do some further work before they can start on that. So they're asking to repurpose their successful funds, which does happen from time to time. So those big requests will come to you for consideration. And their letter is attached in the appendix. And they would like to repurpose it for new back steps for their club room. So unless we have any questions regarding my report, well, actually, sorry, I'll hand back to you, Madam Chair, about the report, and then we can take it from there.
Before you finish, Nikki, can you explain it really, have done in the past really well, that sometimes if we part fund an event, yeah, that you know what I'm talking about, eh?
Yes, thank you for the reminder. So because of the demand on the fund, what the committee tends to do is fund for success. So success for a project can look like sometimes funding it for it to happen, but if the funds are under real pressure, and you part fund something, so they've requested $5,000 and you want to try and spread, that the smaller amount available over as many people as possible and partially fund lots of people, it means they may need to go out and then source those funds, the further $4,000 from other places, which takes time and means that maybe that project isn't going to happen, or it slows it right down. So sometimes it's actually can be more supportive to decline an application rather than, and then possibly consider it next round, encourage them to reapply, than to spread those funds too thinly. But it is completely up to yourselves how you approach that.
Just on that too, pardon me, the next funding round is still later in this year, right? So for the new next year's new round.
Correct, yeah.
Just
So-
saying, like, for instance, the Christmas is quite a way off and the Pistons and picnics is not till next February.
Correct. So
If we were of a mind to not fund them today, and they would, if we funded them then, that event would still happen in that way,
yeah. So there's lots of things to consider for
Yeah.
all of these projects.
As long as you don't get a lot of other cool events come in, and then you've got to
it's also
fund, yeah. So
yeah. So
it's a juggling.
the spreadsheet that you've got in front of you, the columns are there because they hopefully assist your consideration process, because we have not just a summary of what the project is and where it's going to happen and what it's going to pay for, but also, is it tied to a specific date? And are any of those projects time specific to this round? If they don't get funded this round, will they not get funded this year, etc.? So we've noted those instances in there. We don't actually have any applicants this round which are time sensitive to this particular round 2, and that's why those dates are in there to kind of help you sort of understand where they land.
Were any of them put off in the last round and told to fund this round or apply?
Through my brain box.
While Nick is doing that through you, Madam Chair, another consideration may also be the size of an event. So while they might be taking place after the next round, a surety of funding early on means that, particularly if they need extra funding, they've got that surety to do more. So we've had that situation before, and they need the lead-in time to confirm that that event will actually go ahead.
So you can see a consideration for that is the column total cost of the project. You can see where they're aiming. So it gives you a sense of their whole goal. So you can take that into consideration as well. There's a lot. There's also a column in there of previously funded by ODC grant, so the community grant. And has the applicant previously been funded in another grant, arts, for example, or in another manner? And that gives you a sense of the organisation as a whole, and the kind of work that they're doing, the projects that they have completed. Yeah. So if there's any questions about the report, we could start going through the spreadsheet. Oh, Taylor? Yeah.
Through you, Chair. I just had a question about the ATO Ratepayers Association's submission. With the cameras, are they like a upgrade of the current cameras, or is it like a full replacement of what's going on? Because it says that their other cameras failed. So yeah, is it I just wanted a little bit more clarification.
So well, we could start with the spreadsheet if you like, and we'll just start with that as number one. So ATO Payers Association has requested $5,000 towards new security cameras for Aotea Harbour and that area within Kawhia. So the cameras that they do currently have, and some of those cameras were partially funded by council, and they also do lots of other fundraising for it, don't pick up car number plates, so it doesn't have that technology, and these cameras do. So it is a replacement to the system, I believe, but perhaps not the whole thing, because it's not just the cameras, it's also the hard drives and things like that.
Joe, sorry, didn't see your light.
Are we just talking about Aotea, or we're talking about others at the same time?
No, we'll go through one by one.
Oh, okay, I've got.
So, Mia Rodney, anything about Ōtorohanga?
No, I've got no question. I'm just wondering whether it's not better as a project to have a number plate recognition camera on the road to Ōtorohanga and the Carpia Road as well. Then it gets everyone going in and out of Carpia and going in and out of Ōtorohanga. And Dave can watch the video out there. But maybe I think it's possibly might be better for the whole community of Carpia area, Carpia Ōtorohanga area, to actually consider that as rather than just each little group, that would pick up people. Anyway.
The consideration of the committee is what instructions, if that, bearing in mind what Mayor Rodney has said, it's really good for us to have instructions such as maybe declined this time following a conversation with the community and come back with another plan, or reinforce this plan, or will award X amount, providing that XYZ. Yeah, just to help you with the conversation.
Okay, so Taylor, sorry.
No, that was.
Okay, so off the top of my head, following on from what Mayor Rodney said, is this not something that the Carpia Community Board should submit to council on for a whole, like Rodney said, Carpia, Ōtorohanga, so it's actually security for our coastal townships. So in saying that, the dollar figure would be 0 at this time. Is everyone happy with that? Okay. Okay. Number 2. Ōtorohanga.
Applicant number 2 is the Ōtorohanga Hall Society, who have requested $3,578 to go towards blinds, poles and shade sails for the building. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Any questions around the floor? So has anyone how many spreadsheets did you get back? No? Do you want to go around the road? Oh, so you've got 2? I'm just thinking to work out our average.
Yeah, so it's up there at the moment. So we've had 2 early responses or responses to early indication of thinking. So one way of doing this may be, Madam Chair, that if I populate Joe's thoughts into her column, and then you can see where the average is.
Okay. So, are you happy with that, Joe? Like what we read it out? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can skim through if you like. I can add them in now. So we're starting with the Ōtorohanga Hall Society. 2500. Christmas Club. 627. Ata Yoga.
Sorry.
Should we just go back to Ōtorohanga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Yeah. One at a time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It's okay.
Because then otherwise we're gonna stop and start questions. get them all done and then work out what else. Yeah, okay. So has anyone got any questions? We've got an average there. Are you happy? What is the average? I can't still read
Oh,
it.
sorry, 2500.
So the average is 2500. So everyone's happy to leave that there while we work through and then see what we've got at the end. Okay.
Sorry, through you, Madam Chair, did we decide, sorry, with to go backwards, with the Awatere Ratepayers Association, even though it's 0, it was to go back to align with the Kawhia Community Board, is that correct? Yeah,
They'll get sent
Okay.
information on
Yeah.
what our thoughts were. Yeah.
Thank you.
And they're probably watching online.
Mhm.
Christmas Club, Joe said full. And so what's our average? Our average is $419. It's changed because you've put yours in. Did we want any discussion around that?
Just on my thoughts were, yeah, if needed, then there could still be around the funding come up for that. So that's why I left mine blank or at 0 because it could be looked at later on.
Yeah. So conflict of interest declared. Because you would have read they've got like a trampoline frame. And that's what they're making the frame out of. So I think it would be quite a time consuming project to make a big photo frame. So that's probably why I think I funded them the whole amount because they won't have, that was my thinking anyway. Going around the table, but we're sitting at 419. Nikki? Yoga?
So applicant number 4 is Ha'ata Yoga, who has requested $3,059.72 for community yoga classes. Back to you, over in Kawhia.
Joe.
Just around this one in regards to the hall hireage of the Kawhia Hall, which comes under Ōtorohanga District Council. I don't quite get those figures marrying up. I think she's got in there 960.
I'll just open my
For an hour.
files.
I could be wrong.
So many pages.
She does have 960.
Yeah, and if you look on the website, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Ōtorohanga District Council website with hall hire fees, they're $75 for up to 4 hours, and she's looking at 6 sessions, so 6 1-weekly sessions of an hour. So does that equate out to $450, I think, unless I'm wrong? Yep, $450, and then there's a $200 bond. Then that's $650, not the $960. Is that sort of?
No,
Yeah.
that makes
So yeah, I'm just a little bit confused in regards to that.
and the bond gets returned.
Yes, and the bond gets returned, correct, as long as everything's been left the way they came in. So yeah, and just wondering also, she is already doing yoga out there, I understand, and I mean, it's awesome what she's doing out in the community, and she wants to provide something as less as possible, and especially out in a remote community. But does she have a lot of the gear already? Because some of it was to purchase more gear, so and equipment, I should say.
I'm not aware.
Yeah.
That is not information that I've got at this
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really just my queries. What she's providing is awesome. But yeah, that hall hire didn't quite match up in that regards. And just
So what sort of dollar figure were you thinking for that one, Joe?
in regards to that, I would be looking at close to the 2, maybe more 1,500, but yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that's taking our average to just 1833. Great. And then we're moving on to,
Applicant,
oh, sorry, did anyone else, sorry. Did you have any questions on that, Tara? Yeah. You, Rodney? Nikki? Yeah.
kia ora. Applicant number 5 is Kawhia Hub. They are applying for $5,000 towards wellbeing services in Kawhia.
Does anyone have any questions about this fund?
No, but I'm looking at 3.
Nikki, this is the hub that's been running for a little bit out there, eh? Yeah, that Jamie's been quite involved with.
That I'm not sure about, but
Oh, okay, yeah. So we've got Joe's average, so we are at 3.5. Okay, moving on.
applicant number 6 is Kawhia Museum, and they are applying for $5,000 towards Kaumatua legacy videos, so filmmaking costs.
Do you have a question, Joe? Your lights off.
Oh, no,
Or a dollar amount?
yes, I do. No, I'll come back to that, please, if anyone's got anyone else got a question?
It's not so much a question, but it's sort of highlighted to me that I think maybe our guidelines need to say more than one quote for things. Because, yep,
Can I
Mayor Rodney?
bump in there
Sure.
because
You're
I was,
and you can.
no, because I remember being on this committee officially last time. Anyway, one of the local Marae's was going to do us the video thing too, and I think we declined it. I can't tour.
We said
We did
reapply,
something here, reapply.
reapply, yeah.
So we did, does that mean we've set a precedent?
Well,
I
they
can't
would
remember.
reapply because we didn't have enough funds and they haven't reapplied.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that right? I'm pretty sure it
that
is.
was, I believe,
It was Tariwananga.
yes, and I
Yeah.
believe that was last round
Mm.
off the
Yeah.
top of my head.
Yeah.
And that was funds related.
But they didn't reapply, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, once we get through all this, I would actually like to, if everyone else is happy, make a resolution that I don't know, that we get more than one quote for things, because sadly, I know that Kawhia got another quote which is cheaper
Mm.
than the one that they've put in, which was a little bit disappointing.
Mind you, we're not here to be operational, I suppose, but you know what I mean.
Well, we are giving away ratepayers' money, and it's, yeah, their total cost is here for $9,000.
Can I ask a
Yes,
question
you sure
again,
can.
Madam Chair? Nikki, as the administrator for this fund, do you see any fish hooks in adding that in? Do you?
And well, I think that sometimes a project's success is not about the lowest quote necessarily. So it might be that perhaps, and we don't know what, I don't have the information in front of me regarding what they are asking specifically quote wise and what that entails. So if the committee is basing decisions on the lowest quote available for an external project that perhaps we don't have all of the details about. That could be, could perhaps be a hook. There may be also considerations regarding the level of quotes. So in terms of the work to apply for the fund, that does bring up the workload for applicants. So there may be considerations about what level are we talking about? Is it quotes above a certain amount? If your quote is above 2,000 or 3,000, yeah, I guess it would need discussion. It would also make the applications much bigger, volume wise.
I like the dollar value that you just put, like you wouldn't ask for 2 codes for a $20 thing or $100, but when it gets up to a couple of $1,000, I really like your thinking. Nadia, I think you've got another question.
One more thing is that it might also, I believe that I don't have the information in front of me, but I know that council does have a considerations for procurement policy, and it's not just about the lowest quote, it's also about supporting local. So that needs to be in consideration as well.
Through you, Madam Chair, in relation to that, it's procurement for professional services. This is a little bit different because we're granting funds from ratepayers' money in that sense, so which has then accountability afterwards. So yeah, I'm not sure if they tie in. I understand what you're saying in relation to that on that side. I'm not sure if they tie in together, and maybe we need to find that out. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking about specifically this application when it's about videography. So it's perhaps a local service. Back to you.
Maybe if I can just add a couple of questions, and I have to rack my brain to think what they were. I guess my initial question, and I believe you've answered it, is what additional strain does that put on the applicants to do that? But I think that approach around having a minimal amount is good. And my other thought is along the lines of Mayor Rodney, where it's not necessarily our job to make the decision on which quote they go for, but perhaps we have some sort of clause in there that if they're not going with the lowest, they need to explain to us why they make that decision, rather than us sitting here trying to guess why they might have gone with another decision.
Perfect, Nadia. Perfect, thank you. So moving on to dollar values. Joe, did you have a dollar value next to that? Yeah, no, go, Joe.
I would look at on that being the probably 2.5 to 3.
Given,
2.50. Yeah, 2.5 to
Just-
3.
before we move on to that, though,
Agreed.
just given our discussion and you've just had,
Mhm.
why not just put it at 0 and ask for more information for the committee to decide what information you want? Because it's not like, well, there's still going to be people here to film. It's not like it's not as time sensitive as say Christmas
Yeah,
festival,
well,
yeah.
no, I think a couple of them were in their late 80s and early
Yeah,
90s
but I mean,
that they're talking
it's always going
about.
to be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was
I'd be-
just a
I'd be
consideration.
inclined- Yeah, it
I'd
is.
be inclined to say,
I think it's something to come back to me, Rodney, if we are over our budget.
Okay.
Yeah. Good point, though. So our average is sitting at 2,983. So. She's gonna do that every time, you know that, eh? I'll do quick math. I'll give it back to you, Nikki.
Applicant number 7, we have Kawhia Primary School. who is applying for $5,000 towards a Matariki event.
Does anyone have any questions or comments? Taylor?
Through you, Chair, my sort of thinking around the Kawhia Primary School and the other schools was, the Kawhia Primary School submission is for like, for lack of a better word, consumables. So, and the other projects that the other schools are applying for are, sort of upgrades or, you know, maintenance sort of things. So I did sort of what I thought to blanket cover the other schools with the same amount, and then maybe the Kawhia school with slightly less than that.
Yeah.
Joe, did you have any comments? Or a dollar figure?
I have a dollar
One
figure.
dollar figure?
I have a round dollar figure, not in between or from and to. I have 2.5.
So that sits us at $3,166. Okay,
Can we change my one?
yes.
Because I think at the time I thought more about it, and that's, yeah, that doesn't reflect what I've just spoken at, to. So, I'm probably sitting around, 2.5 3 as well. Did I get him? Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Did you say 2.5 3?
I was saying like 2.5 3-ish. I was doing a joke,
Okay,
but
so-
that works too. Beauty. So is that
So that takes our average down to 2.7. Yeah, obviously I've given them more money than others, and that is because it's a community event that brings the community together in Kawhia on a school grounds, so we don't have to worry about applying to council to use council land and stuff, so it's really easy for them. So that was just my rationale. But anyway, moving on.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we have applicant 8 is Korokanui School, who is requesting $4,347.83 for the resurface of 2 courts. However, following on from the accountability, so just to double check that we didn't, the committee did not receive the accountability from Korokanui School, which means that their application for this round is actually ineligible because their accountability needs to be accepted and tied off before they can become eligible for the round. So to let you know that that will need to be
Scratch, so we don't even need to discuss it then.
correct.
Okay, take that one out. And moving on.
So applicant number 9 is Ōtorohanga School. They are applying for $5,000 towards basketball hoops and line markings for their courts. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Has anyone got any comments about this or a dollar figure, Joe?
My dollar figure would be 3.5. Mind you, I'm realising that we're not using up all our, okay, we'd talk again.
Wait, yeah, we got, so that would take our average to 3.833.
Applicant number 10 is Ōtorohanga Bowls and Croquet Club. They are requesting $3,000 towards a kitchen refurbishment.
Thanks. I actually gave them the whole lot because their project's $7,000 and they're asking for 3, so they're actually got skin in the game. Joe?
I'm 3.
Me, Rodney, any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I don't know why I didn't ask for the 5, but you know. But no,
So I would say our average is 3.
Thanks.
Back to you, Nikki.
Applicant number 11 is the Ōtorohanga Creative Conduit. They have requested $4,123.90 towards Art Beat, a 2-day arts festival.
Sorry, through you, Madam Chair.
Yep, you go.
Can I just, random question on the back of what Rodney's just said about, I don't know why they didn't ask for more. As a group, like, or a board, or, are we able to, if we were left with funds, like fund a project up to the 5,000, if that's what we collectively decided? Just a random thought.
We have given before more than they've asked for.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So any questions on the creative one, number 11? And a dollar value, Joe. I actually gave them the whole amount because it's one of those things that has a big price tag and an event that if they don't secure the funding early, then they've got to find, like they're already working towards $18,000. So that was my rationale.
just a question, because it says that they're first time applicant, but they've had an RV before. Is that just because it's a different?
It was through a different applicant. It was through sorry, Nikki.
So the Creative Conduit hasn't actually applied for the community grant before. It's always applied for the arts grant.
Okay.
So that's noted in there's a column.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So you can see their history
That's the
here.
confusion. So they haven't bothered to apply for the arts one this time, right?
They have also applied to the arts as well for this project, which is it is eligible to do so.
Right. Costs a lot. It costs less to have a truck and ute show than a bloody art show. These artists are dear expensive.
Joe?
I would say 3.
So our average is 2,374.
Thank you. Applicant number 12 is the Ōtorohanga Historical Society, Ōtorohanga Museum. They have applied for $5,000 towards the electrics for their Riwariwa Schoolhouse project.
Anything from around the table?
Through you, Madam Chair, I'm just not sure if right now in this round that, that we should look at this. There is the next round, and the building's not quite there yet, I understand. And they have got funding to get the building there, is that correct? Yeah, so that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I actually put 0 next to them because there is another funding round and the building's not there yet. So
I'm happy with that if you wanted to amend my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave the average there and just at the pink column go 0.
cool. Yeah, Nikki.
Applicant number 13, lucky 13, Ōtorohanga Netball Centre has applied for $2,857.90 for the deep cleaning of their pavilion, pre and end season and the replacement of their goal pads.
Anything around the floor? Remembering your conflict, Joe, just to keep you.
I'll be Joe's behalf. I think they should get the full funding. Anyway, that's my opinion.
Full funding?
2857.9.
Okay.
For Joe, question mark.
Just sorry, I'm just going back to the application. Oh, sorry,
You're
several
right.
pages. I'm sorry, I'm just.
I'll speak then while you're finding that. I gave them 2.5, and the reasoning I didn't give them full is because I was trying to, like I didn't give some people some, but then but I would be happy to fund them all, the whole amount. So if you want to change mine for the whole amount, I would be more than happy with that. And Joe, did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I did. And I have to declare, even though I've got a conflict of interest, which I've already declared, that it might be a timing thing, and the deep cleaning has actually happened. Yeah. So,
That makes it void then, null and void.
well, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Can we
But
still?
I do know that the replacement goalposts haven't happened. obviously.
yeah,
And I
good.
think it's probably maybe a time issue that it came and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the season
That's
came
helpful.
upon us.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic to know.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we, in terms of the community grant, we can't grant, funding in retrospect after something's been delivered or a service has been delivered.
But because that was for two things.
Correct. So what we could do is, the committee could do is actually look at the project as a whole and then proportionate. Consider the proportion.
So just remind me how many pads we were looking at. I'm trying to find my.
There's 4 courts, 2 each.
8.
Yeah.
And
8.
is that how many was applied for?
$99.
They
3 pads.
3 pads.
What, this quote's for 3 pads. So $1,599.
So I'm just looking in the budget, if
Yes,
you'd like me to
yeah.
read it out. We have the
Simple.
pre-season is $733.40. We have goalpost pads, 3 tiers at $463.70 each, which totals 1,391. And then we have the post-season cleaning, which is $733.40. So should that first item have already been covered, then yes, you would be looking at $2,124.50.
2,150. So
Yeah, sorry, as the entire amount requested.
okay, I'll be happy with that amount being put next to me, please. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to abscond on that because of my conflict of interest being the treasurer.
Okay, so we can.
Kia ora. Applicant number 14, we have Ōtorohanga South School. They have applied for $4,348 for shade sales.
Joe.
Might be better with rain umbrellas nowadays.
I'm just not sure if they have a big fundraising event, which I know all schools fundraise for lots of things that aren't, funded for through the Ministry of Education. As we know, they all fall short at schools. But I'm not sure if this comes under a maintenance thing, because these are new, replacing the old shade.
We have funded, I believe, off the top of my, at least 1 or 2 other primary schools to have shade sales.
Okay,
within
thank
this
you for
fund.
that information, Nikki. Okay, I'm looking at 3,000.
Anything, Taylor?
No, just, yeah, same comment as before about the schools. I sort of wanted to stay fair to the schools.
Yeah.
And I've blanketed them all with 4,000 each.
So that will take the average to 3,166. Okay,
Applicant 15, we have the Ōtorohanga Tennis Club, who is applying for $5,000 towards their land lease.
I gave them 3,250, because to be sustainable, I think they actually need to find some other options rather than applying every year for us to pay their land lease. Yeah. Sadly, leases go up. So yeah, I did give them 3,250, but the average, Joe, have you given
I'll give them 3.
3? So that would make the average. Oh, 3,166. Okay.
Applicant number 16, we have the Ōtorohanga Vintage Machinery Club, who is applying for $5,000 towards the Picnic and Pistons Festival.
Okay, has anyone got anything? I gave them the full amount because it's a event that brings people to town, vibrant, and yes, they could apply later on, but this secures, I suppose, their booking things and stuff. Yeah. So Joe, did you have a dollar amount too?
I'd be happy with the full amount.
Oh, no. Joe's full amount. So that's the average is 4,666. Okay.
Applicant number 17, second to last, we have the Rangatira Riders, who is applying for $4,138.38 towards youth targeted horse care and riding skills workshops.
Anyone got any comments? Questions? All right. Joe, did you have a oh, okay. Yeah. So I actually gave him the full amount because the college did a really good supporting letter. And I know how much interacting with horses helps our riding for disabled. So yeah, I think it's a really cool project.
I'm looking at 3.5 only because it's the very first time and it's a pilot. And yeah, and hopefully it works out really awesome and they come back for another round and in another year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And our final applicant number 18, is Te Huia Rangawhiruwhiru Whānau Trust, who is applying for $5,000 towards emergency preparedness items.
Has anyone got anything on this one? I probably wanted to, like we did, take some off, like I'm not comfortable funding tools and plants for riparian planting when there's lots of other avenues. And like I know when Marae have planting days, people bring a spade. Or if you're releasing plants, you can release a plant with scissors, so just still trying to find it. I'd be happy to fund the emergency stuff, but not the other half, but I can't find those figures, Nikki.
So I'm looking at the budget. We have, perhaps if I read out the items
Cool.
and then you could say with the,
Yeah, your name.
so we have fire hose fittings and connectors, which is 1,200. We have portable emergency lighting, which is 480. We have first aid kits, which is 450. That's 3 of them. Emergency signage, 220. High-vis vests, 200, and that brings together a total of 2,550. Then we have hand tools. This is plants related. Hand tools, spades and shovels, etc. 650. Safety gear, 300, and native plants, 500, and that bundle comes to 1,450. And then we have a third bundle about community event. So we have a marquee hire at 550, PA system hire, 250, and printing and educational materials at 200, and that bundle comes to 1,000.
I'm still trying to find it. What was the I'm trying to remind myself what the community event was.
Heritage and Resilience Day. I'm through you, Madam Chair. I'm happy, like in relation to the at this stage on this round, emergency equipment, and for that I would look at the full 2,550.
How many hoses were on there, Nikki?
One moment.
Mm.
Fire hose fittings and connectors, 1,200. So
Just one hose?
I believe one, because everything else, if there are multiples, it says how many units.
Yeah, there's a particular hose on here, Black's equipment.
Yeah, I'll be happy with my dollar value could be 2,000. Taylor? Or have you?
We have to.
Well, it goes into a big black hole.
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the last one, I'm happy to leave that. Shall we work out way back from the top?
I remain the. Yeah. So it's about 2,000.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, so,
Yeah, you may.
through you, Madam Chair. So what makes this helpful now is, with your adjusted amounts, you, still have $12,211 to allocate. And so I will leave that over to you, Madam Chair, how you want to proceed.
So, what have we given our here? 2.5, okay.
What would happen if we just went the ones that are close to being the full amount, give them the full
Yeah.
amount, and then just see what's.
So the Christmas Club, take it up.
Yeah, I'm happy to change
Yeah.
mine to fund the full amount, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then, cause they're on,
So, yeah, I'm just wondering if we like round, like your yoga is sitting at 18, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to take the yoga up slightly.
Just like rounding them to the closest and then we'll see where we
I'm
sit.
happy to match with Kawhia Primary School being the Matariki event, community wise more as well as, so talking about the other community events that we are on here.
Take it to
So
5,
happy to up it, yes.
Taylor? Because you spoke to the schools, are you happy to take that event up to the full amount? Or
I
4?
just wanna,
4?
yeah,
Yeah.
do 4, yeah, I'd
Yeah.
wanna see where the other school things land, yeah.
I'm 4 too, sorry.
Okay. I could be 4 too, actually.
Yeah, so I'm not worried.
Oh, okay,
Now
yeah,
about your
okay,
individual policy.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Let's stick on the back on.
Basketball hoops for Ōtorohanga. Are you happy for it to just go to the full amount?
What's the average there?
It was sitting at 838.
The average is 4. Oh, the average is 3.8.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm just-
you only just want to play.
Yeah.
you want to take it to 4 or
Yeah.
5, what they're asking for? Take it to 4. 4, okay.
We can look again, can't we?
Yep, we can. We have all night.
Oh, what's the time now?
Oh, no,
It's all right, I've got,
37.
okay.
I've got it.
The creative conduit, given them the
Oh,
whole amount.
sorry. Not the bottom, but yeah.
Yeah. So, given that this is an event, do we want to tweak that? The average was 2374. They asked for 4123. So we take it to 3.
Yeah, happy to adjust.
Yeah.
I
I'd
think,
say 3.5.
I think I was holding that one back, I'm happy to fund the
Full
full
amount.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think being a first timer, I'll use Joe's line. I'm new at this.
Yes, that's great.
It's just, yeah, it's sort of, you know, you don't know where to sort of tighten things. and-
So
yeah.
next. Yep, so netball is the full amount, like it's not what they asked for, but it's the full amount that they can get. South School. So the average was 3166, so we take that to 4, should we try 4? And then
Mm-hmm.
what about the tennis club? Yeah, I know, but we are paying their lease every year.
Mm.
Have the vintage machinery, have we checked? Are we happy to give them the
Happy
full
to do
amount?
full amount.
Yes.
The riders should, what's the average? 3.7, can we take that to 4?
I feel like if you do 4, you might as well do the full amount.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, yeah, $130. Joe? You had the things on it.
I just, it just,
It's a
I'm-
pilot,
it's a
so,
pilot,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a pilot, so
Yeah.
pilot needs funding.
true, they do. That's dead right. He does say on his application, he's his own CEO of his company or whatever, but he is doing this with volunteers. Okay, yep, take it.
So.
Oh, my goodness.
Should we, would you like to give the Bowls Club the full amount of $7,000?
Can we go over the 5? You can't
Oh,
go
we
over the
can-
5. We could give them 5.
Wait, yeah, But, yeah, give them 5?
Only asked for
Yeah, no. Oh, okay.
So it's really the main manager and the tennis department and Julia. So this is denying that one, the Armina Board Society, I apologize, not Armina Board Society. Good can't get up. It's the other one.
Okay. Good. Okay, because how do you feel a Kawhia Hub giving them the full amount and also maybe a note that they, me, Rodney or Nadia, is that something that like Rodney talked about maybe that we should be, but like it's a community service that happens, like, so we fund other, like the support house. How do you write that in a letter so that maybe they come and it gets put into a budget?
Through you, Madam Chair, the best option for us is to consider that along with the long-term plan and the other external organisational grants that we fund, which will be for consideration within workshops.
Okay.
May I just confirm, so there was a question around being a community service provider potentially, is that what you mean? Okay, thank you.
So we'll give them the full amount.
Where are those? You do. Haven't seen you in a while. So we're at the museum and so fine.
Neither to be fair.
Okay, so
okay,
the other ones that you've got, Madam Chair, sorry.
Okay.
The other ones that you've got.
Arahina, Paul, are we happy to fund them the whole amount?
Yes, I'm happy.
Yoga? Are we happy to fund them the whole amount?
Currently on 2,000. Currently on 2,000 and they've requested $3,059.72. They've done the sums. Well,
They have, but that whole hire didn't quite work out.
oh, is that everything?
The thing is, they have to do an accountability report and any unspent funds come back. So if we take it to the full amount and then look how much extra we've got, because we still have extra. Yeah. Okay.
I'll just jump in there. As a note, we have had other projects which were related to delivering workshops. And when an applicant realised that they might have a little bit more funds than they thought because of costs coming lower, being lower, what they did is they actually let us know, and they actually delivered more workshops instead to use the funds. So rather than 6, maybe they end up doing 8. And that could be something that we work through when we're in contact.
Okay, thank you.
So we could fund Kawhia Primary School, the whole amount, because we still have just over $3,000 left.
Okay.
Yes, I'm happy with that.
And the OT.
Yeah.
Yeah. South School, will up that to what they actually asked for by another $300.
There's you've got $1,070 left and let me just change this to these are the two that essentially this is one of the only ones that are.
Okay.
They're the only ones that are not fully funded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Netball, the netball is only getting what they can.
Yeah. And so we have left $1,071. Are you happy for it to go to the tennis club with the I don't know, can we write something about
And advice.
some advice for the future? Like
Absolutely.
being sustainable about
Yeah.
your own lease? Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot.
No, because that's for planting and stuff. Well, I don't know, yeah. The floor, open to the floor. Mayor Rodney says split it between the two, Joe.
May I, Madam Chair, just go through the notes regarding perhaps feedback that you'd like to give as a committee to the certain applicants?
Yeah.
And make sure I've got them correct.
Can we just double check that?
Yes.
with those
Yes.
two? Yeah.
Yep.
Can I just ask before we move on, because you talked about the stairs at Kapia. Is that in this one? That's not in this one, so. I don't see a problem with them changing their funding to the stairs.
That was within this report, yes, and we haven't got to that yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Through you, Chair, it's not in this money funding though.
Okay, so is everyone happy with the tennis club getting $4,087.78, and then the Tahuia $3,000?
Just looking at Te Huia's application and what the project, what they want the money for. There is a bit in there that talks about, and we looked at funding them for their emergency equipment. There is some education in amongst that that they are doing on, it says here, these improvements will help enhance readiness for flooding, include a rangatahi land schools about flood and risk, bushfire risk education. So I'm not sure if you.
Yeah, so we have upped it to $3,000.
Oh, okay.
When we broke down the costs for them, so there was $1,000 for the marquee PA and printing. And then there was the 2,550.
There was 1,400 for the plants
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
I'm okay to leave the 1,450 out and doing the 2,550 plus the 1,000. 3,500 is what yeah.
That puts us in negative.
Yeah. We had a difference of 1,000 something for them. And so we put that whole turning back onto the tennis club. So probably since the times that I was saying, do that little bit extra, it's like separated. And then
Does that look all right to you guys on the screen?
yes.
Yep. And just, yeah, I mean, yeah, our accountability reports are gonna get a little bit tighter anyway, so, yeah. So I'm not gonna read that recommendation out, am I? From all, yeah, I suppose I have to. Or would you like to now? I suppose you're better at it than me. Yeah. I'd love it. Okay, she can read it off.
Yeah, so what's the first part of it? All right, as I've got the screen in front of me, and with the chair's permission, I'll read out the final resolution, so that the Grants and Awards Committee, oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. No, that's all right. Okie dokie. Oh. Okay, so do you want to take the first two and then I can do that, number C, letter C.
Oh, okay. before we do our resolution, we need to talk about the kawhia voting in the computer, because it's all part of the same resolution.
So we have the letter that you would have seen in the appendix from Kawhia Boating and Angling requesting a repurposing of those previously successful funds. So it's up to the committee whether you approve that work or not.
Okay, so I'll start with me, Rodney. Are you happy for kawhia boating to repurpose the funds because they've got the windows are
Yeah.
they work? Yes.
I am, and we set a precedent. Remember the museum a while back? So it's kind of.
Yeah.
They've done it before, so that's fine.
Yeah. Joe, you're good with that?
Yes, I'm very fine with that in this instance.
Yeah. Taylor?
Yes,
Yeah, thanks. Does anyone have any ideas about the laptop? Gifting it to,
As a little bit of background, it's an Apple laptop. It's been reconditioned, so it's ready to go. It's had very little use, and yeah, it's up to you what you would like to do with it and where it can go.
I personally think without any discussion, maybe we just put it off till next time when we have or have you got some ideas, Nikki? Because you obviously got your ear to the.
I mean, the two community-based groups which are always looking for IT, and this is a newish modern device. It's not dated. Would be Ōtorohanga College is always looking for devices, and perhaps is interesting because I think it's an Apple. It is an Apple laptop, and that's different to the Windows. Which perhaps there might be. We could ask programs which are appropriate for that kind of operating system that they can't use in school because they don't have that facility. Another community organisation which is always very in need of new IT equipment is the Support House. So both of those organisations I think would be very appreciative, but you may have other thoughts.
You can say that, Mike.
Through you, Madam Chair. One of our options with this one is because it is an Apple Mac and some people can or can't use it because of the software within their systems already in existence. It might not be as easy in this meeting to make a definitive decision. So our option could be that we delegate the chair to make that decision in coordination with Nikki talking to the different community groups.
Yep. Is everyone happy with that? Oh, Taylor, did you think? Sorry.
it's all right. Through you, Chair. I just one of my ideas was just does our Tuia need a device?
Very good question.
We just sat down with our lovely career representative yesterday and she already has a device.
Right.
So we did check on that.
Great minds think alike, you two. Okay, so Kaya will rewrite that resolution for us, yeah. And then Naz is gonna read it because she's got everything else in front of her.
Okay. Sorry, glasses, not helpful. Alrighty, so A, you have gone through item B, accept the return of the laptop computer purchased by Patricia Winchman for her unrealised project and delegate the chairperson, Christensen, the authority to gift the laptop to a community organisation.
Five mover and a seconder.
Or we can do the whole lot at once if you like.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, is that right? Okay, so part C of the start of the recommendation, glasses off. Approve the applications list below from the Ōtorohanga District Community Grants Fund Round 2 for 2025-26 and disperse the funds as listed to the successful applicants, and I shall read those out. Ōtorohanga Hall Society, 3,578. Christmas Club, 627.34. Hatha Yoga, $3,059.72. Kawhia Hub, $5,000. Kawhia Museum, $3,000. Kawhia Primary School, $5,000. Otewa School, $5,000. Ōtorohanga Bowls and Croquet Club, $3,000. Ōtorohanga Creative Conduit, $4,123.90. Ōtorohanga Netball Centre, $2,124.50. Ōtorohanga South School, $4,348. Ōtorohanga Tennis Club, $3,587.78. Ōtorohanga Vintage Club, $5,000. Rangatira Riders, $4,138.38. Te Huia and Rangifero Whānau Trust, 3,500, and those that were not read out were not successful.
Do I have a mover and a seconder, please? And thank you, Nadia. Move Taylor, councillor
Seconder.
Barclay and councillor Butcher. And
Through you, Madam Chair, on the side, we were writing another resolution so that the guidelines could be updated in relation to your previous conversation around 2 invoices. So if we can read that out to you and you can adjust it as you think necessary. I'll stop sharing that. Are you sending it to me, Kai? Or am I reading it off your computer?
that the grants and awards committee, amend the community grants guidelines to require 2 quotes for any amount over $3,000, and where a higher price quote is selected, an explanation is provided. B, exempt any application received prior to 22nd of April 2026 from the two quote requirement. Oh, yeah.
So anything before
Yes,
today
yeah.
that we've already got,
Yeah.
next round, I don't know if we have anything.
Yeah. Understand.
Yeah.
I know, no, sorry, through you, Madam Chair, I know you've said there 3,000 and some things is not, a lot of things actually do cost more these days, so I was more inclined to say 5. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it should be if they're applying for the full amount, you know, rather than just 3. Like you kind of, we're wanting to enable groups to do things, so we want to make it as easy as possible. But then it gives it another tier, and some things there aren't.
So,
We do want them to try and use local as much as possible.
yeah, so if, so the grant that they can apply for is only $5,000, but there could be a $3,000 quote in there. And if they only get 1, they could actually get it for 2,000, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. I think it should be 3. But yeah, that's just me. I'm only one person around the table, so it's up to the table as a collective to make that decision, not me. Sorry, Nikki, did you want to have some input into that?
Just sort of whizzing back through my head about all applications we've done, I'm thinking, what kind of items do we have, what applications that we receive that are $3,000 or $5,000 within this? There's very few that are $5,000 that large. They often tend to be, if they're projects that are say like, you know, 10 or 15 grand, they're made up of many different components. It's quite rare that it would be one item at 5,000. Yes, that's all I have to say.
Through you, Madam Chair, does $3,000 seem about right in terms of a gut feel? Because it's always something that we can review.
I think as a gut feel of what I've seen in all the budgets, that feels about right. And I think that it could be something that we trial, and I can feed back to the committee. We will know next round how it feels, and we could take it from there and you could amend it if needed.
Through you, Madam Chair, do we need to add anything into that where around the explanation if a second quote can't be found? You know how sometimes there's only one person that can deliver something, you know, like toilets. Sometimes you can only get a toilet on a particular date. There's only something available on one particular date.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Shall we just add a little
Yeah.
clause in there about that?
Yeah, I don't know how you'd word it, because I mean, like, we've settled on 3,000, but we've also had quotes before. Because you said toilets, which was more expensive until I think, Nikki, you went back to them and you said, did you know you could try these guys? And yeah, so 3,000 definitely, yeah, could even be lower, but I don't want to make more work for people.
In a high price quote is selected, an explanation note is provided. Or if only if only one quote is available.
What I'm, if I may, Madam Chair, what I could do is when I note these instances coming in, I can reach out to the applicant. We can have a conversation about why is there only one quote. So then I've got that information.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. But we don't want to put lots more work on you either. That's why we need guidelines that they can, you know, the applicants can refer to, so that it's not just, oh, actually you doing all the work. Like, yeah.
Clear feedback.
Oh.
To applicants around certain things.
Okay, yes.
Nikki, you were looking for clear feedback on particular applicants. Do you have a list in front of you of what you would like to ask?
We want to move on a seconder for this first. So we're happy with that. Can I move it? Yes. Can I have a seconder, please?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I move.
Sorry, I'm all for it, and Joe seconded it, that's cool. But we're saying that we're going to do this as a gut feel for now. So like, will it be at the next meeting that we review it, or, you know, yeah.
Yeah, if we need to, yeah.
Yeah,
If you
if
feel
we
we,
need it.
yeah, need to, definitely.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
like drawing off of what Mayor Rodney said about making things harder for people as well. So, but I'm quite happy to go with it for now.
Cool, awesome. So that's moved in second. Everyone's in favour? Aye. Nikki, would you like some clear guidelines on the correspondence back to the
Yeah,
applicants?
Madam Chair.
And
So
I
I'll
think
just
we'll need Nance to help us with this one, especially the first one.
I'll just whiz through the instances that I have heard. So applicant number 1, Aotea Ratepayers Association, your feedback is more that it's a bit of a larger conversation around the whole kawhia community as a whole. So that's something that we can follow up.
And unless something's changed, you mentioned that you would like the Ratepayers Association to have that discussion with the community board prior to.
Yeah, well, like if it needs to be brought into a long-term discussion, definitely, because yeah, it needs to be our whole coastal community. It's a bigger picture than just half of it.
And to confirm, you mean long-term discussion as in the long-term plan discussion?
yes. Yeah, sorry.
Kappa.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we have applicant number 5. It was in regards to Kawhia Hub, and following up a conversation regarding potentially a coming on as a community service provider, which is also a conversation regarding the annual plan out of here. No.
Neither of us were listening.
Sorry, Nikki.
That was Coffee Hub having a conversation or developing
Yes.
a bit more about community service provider option.
Yeah. Yes.
My very soothing voice,
Yes.
putting everybody to sleep. Ōtorohanga Historical Society. Ōtorohanga Historical Society Museum, encouraged to apply next round. So it's the timing. Ōtorohanga Tennis Club, to encourage the exploration of resilience and other ways to fund their lease. And finally, Te Huia Rangawhiru Whiro Whānau Trust, you would like the funding to be targeted towards the emergency items, and not towards the planting items.
Perfect. Amazing. That's pretty much, that's us, eh? Before Joe would like to talk.
Sorry, no. Oh, just actually, yes, sorry, through you, Madam Chair. Just wondering in part of this, because we're new to this, I just got one question in relation to previous rounds and how, oh, I've lost my bit. You're telling us about projects that are delayed because of certain situations. Just wasn't sure with the Kawhia Fitness Trail project. It just says it's paused because it's encountered a delay. Do we need to know a little bit more information, or is that how this works?
Can I
Please go ahead.
Yeah, just comments on that. Like, I'm just wondering if it's delayed again, because I believe it probably will be. Maybe, and I don't know if this is the right thing, is that we actually get the funds back, and once they've actually sorted how it's going to happen, then they reapply. Because that's just money just sitting there for quite some time now, and nothing's progressing at the moment. I don't know. Is that, I'd really love your thoughts, Nadia.
Through you, Madam Chair, I was just wondering, I don't know the full reasons. I know some of maybe the reasons, but some of it's due to no fault of their own in that sense. So I'm not sure in this situation and what the requirements on how long things can be delayed for, because it's not just one person that's applied for funding. There's other ones here. So I don't know what the rules and regulations are in regards to how long something gets delayed for.
We don't, within the guidelines, we don't actually have firm criteria around the exact timing of when funds are returned. That is up to the committee's discretion. However, what I can do is follow up perhaps more deeply with an applicant to get a sense, and then feedback of the status, and taking into consideration all of the things that are going on. I know it's a really complex project that they're working on. It's very multi-layered. So, and then
I'll backtrack. Let's see what we can do to enable them to get the project off the ground.
Ka pai.
So before I ask Councillor Butcher, because she's so good at it, to do the closing karakia, I would just like to thank Nikki, Nads and Kaya for everything that you do behind the scenes, because we had to read it.
Yes,
And we appreciate you.
thank you.
And especially with two newbies on board.
Yes.
Even though, we have been to council meetings now and we read through a lot of reports, it's just another different aspect.
I was just about to thank you too. Yeah, no, I just actually wanted to thank everyone around the table. I mean, we don't take this lightly. it's community money, giving, enabling amazing projects, and it's not easy trying to work out how to do it. And I love that we're so flexible and casual with it and not rigid. And I appreciate you all. Joe, you can close us. Thanks.
I'll just jump over
Oh,
with one
sorry.
thing. That's all right.
Sorry, Nick.
Thank you everybody for reading. This round was, for want of a better word, a honker in terms of the appendix size. That was massive. So, and that was in part because we had so much accountability there. The applicants, you know, coming thick and fast. So there's a lot to read through. I really appreciate your time on that. And there's so many small pieces to it. So it's really great to have lots of eyes on it because everybody picks up lots of different things. So that's amazing. What we also, like, we did have a number of gremlins in this round, as you have probably noticed. And yeah, we will, as new members on the committee, please do reach out if anything is confusing, or you want to kind of what do you call it, ask any questions, or get any confirmation of any aspect of any grant, just let me know. And I'm very happy to dig in. It's so much easier to do that before the meeting because of the sheer quantity of the documentation, but I can also call applicants and do all that kind of legwork for you. So get more of a sense of things. And the scores, like how important it is to get those scores in. I do know that our time, because of the gremlins, was also really squashed this time. So we'll work on that, make it a little bit smoother. But getting those scores in just allows you to have a sense of a starting point. And yeah, it just helps out the whole process. But do reach out if you need a hand with absolutely anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's awesome, Nikki. Yeah, just having maybe a little bit more time. But this has been a whole wonderful learning experience. So I'm going to be even better prepared next time. Because it is just a bit of different reading and context to what we have been doing in everyday business with council. So awesome. Thank you so much for everyone that has supported us through this and yeah, put up with us, or me more so. So the closing karakia on that is, sorry, you put me on the spot. So, and I don't know what happened to my little book that I used to have. Yeah, no, that's okay. So I'll just close with the same opening one. Mā te whakapono, mā te tūmanako, mā te te tiro, mā te whakarongo, mā te mahetahe, mā te mana wanui, mā te aroha, mā taia e tātou.
All right. And the meeting is closed.